Actually, it'd be the gift of not gagging, I think.
Yeah.
Can I put any of that in there?
No. That's a whole different show.
You've just stepped into Damn It Jim, the podcast. And now, from the broadcast studios high atop Damn It Jim, the university, here are your hosts Dana Smith and Dan Kelzaretta.
Thanks, Eddie, for the nice intro. And Dan, how are you today?
Dana, doing great. Hey, something a little weird happened. You know, we host bicyclists at our house, these people who are like traveling cross country, because we've done that when our kids were younger and we've gone on a bunch of bicycle touring trips. Anyway, this guy shows up and he's on a unicycle, Dana. He's riding around the world on a unicycle to try to set a Guinness World Book of Records.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's pretty crazy.
a unicycle. For those of our listeners who don't know, that means one wheel.
In one seat. Doesn't look very comfortable.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. But man, this guy was, he's from Australia. They're, I think they're a little odd down there anyway, probably. I don't know. Do we have any listeners in Australia? Anyway, it's kind of like a unitard. A unitard is like what a gymnast would wear, In case anyone's interested in looking him up, just Google unicycle Norm. His name's Norman, I guess.
Wow, cool.
How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, we're getting some crazy spring weather.
Didn't you have snow just like a couple weeks ago, though?
Yeah.
That's crazy, Dana. It's the apocalypse, I'm telling you.
So, Dan, why don't we get to listener comments? We got quite a few over the last few days.
Yeah, we did.
Do you want to start us off?
Sure, Dana. So Robert from Nevada wrote us about Sub Rosa. He said, really great to have you back again with creative ideas for filling the space until SNW Season 4 starts. And as many have pointed out, your reviews of the worst are among the best, which I think is true. The worse the episode is, the better our review is, Dana.
Yeah.
He also goes on and says, I hardly remember Sub Rosa, but I do remember feeling really cold while watching it. Maybe he needs to turn the heat up. I'm not sure what he means by that. I was feeling hot by watching it, Dana, and so was Dr. Crusher apparently during that episode. Dana, we also heard from Tom F1701 via YouTube. I don't think we've heard from this person before. He says, I actually found Sub Rosa more creepy than bad. In my opinion, the worst Star Trek episodes are Spock's Brain from the original series and Code of Honor from The Next Generation. Code of Honor might be in one that we eventually review, Dana. And then also via YouTube, Annoying Critic said, what is it with Star Trek and Ireland/Scotland episodes? Sup Rosa, Up the Long Ladder, Harry Kim kisses a cow in Spirit Folk, and Janeway falls in love in Fairhaven? Harry Kim kissed a cow? I don't remember that. I mean, I guess it's better than Scotty f***ing a sheep, But I don't remember that episode. That's Voyager, right? Harry Kim would be Voyager.
Yeah.
Dana, Annoying Critic also mentioned that they threatened to quit Paramount, and Paramount offered a subscription for $1 a month for 3 months, Dana. Maybe we need to do that too.
Wow. Sounds like a plan to me.
Yeah. Although Paramount might say, good riddance too. We don't want you reviewing anything that we show on Paramount. And then finally, Dana, also via YouTube, we heard from The Real Kirk versus Gorn, which I think is a new listener as well. They said they would love it if we did video of our podcasts. Seeing you guys laughing would be hilarious. But, as Dana has said many times before, we have faces for radio.
Even that's questionable. Yeah.
But that's all I have for this week, Dana. How about you?
Got a few comments from Facebook, Dan. Pam McClung, our good friend, said regarding the movie trailer episode.
Yeah.
She says, having fun listening to the reviews of trailers. I don't go out to movies hardly ever, but still fun to hear your hilarious take on them. Says, come on, guys, when are you going to do some Deep Space Nine episodes? Said from a fan who's been there from the beginning and made you a really cool board game.
I think we owe her that, Dana, at least. And there are some bad Deep Space Nine episodes. I think we might have some in the queue as well.
Also, we got Joey Corson, our good friend Joey, regarding Sub Rosa. He says, I didn't watch much Next Generation, so he says, I had to cue this one up. Rotten top to bottom. He says, Picard joking, hinting that Beverly and her female ancestors are nymphos. Geriatric erotica, a non-corporeal entity that gets into all the nooks and grannies.
Nooks and grannies. That's funny, Dana.
Brainwashes women so he can extend his life. He says, we have to revive the PSA about listening and driving. I nearly ran into a ditch when I heard bagpipes because you guys never let me down. Thanks, Joey. That's awesome.
Yeah, we may need to do that PSA again, Dana.
Thanks again for everybody who wrote and or called in. We didn't get a chance to get to all the messages today, but do appreciate everybody that reaches out to us. If you want to call in, Dan, what's the Damn It Jim hotline number?
Dana, it is 509 676 6298.
Let's move on to Star Trek Next Generation, Season 2, Episode 22, Shades of Grey. So we start off with Riker and Geordi. They're on an unexplored planet, and Riker gets bitten by something or hit by something. He's got like a gash in his leg.
Yeah, here's one thing, Dana. So this came out in what, 1992 or something like that?
Yeah.
The sets just look horrible, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
and even when they showed like the cut or whatever on his leg, I mean, now in Strange New Worlds, that thing would be spurting blood. There'd be an alien poking its head out. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Now, the set that they're on looked like leftover from Gilligan's Island almost. Yeah. So
It kind of did. Yeah, it really did.
yeah, very tropical looking,
Right.
Thought I saw Ginger in the background, warming up her vocal cords. Yeah. So
I mean, Ginger was okay, but I was more in the Marianne camp,
yeah.
Actually, I was really into the Mrs. Howell camp, but I was a weird kid, I just wanted her for her money, Dan.
Yeah. Apparently she had that. So
Yeah.
always had a string of pearls around her neck, I noticed. So
I'm not going to bite on that one, Dana.
so anyway, amazingly enough, they follow safety protocols and don't just beam him up because he's been affected by some weird plant life down there or something.
Yeah.
So and even O'Brien, who's at the controls of the transporter, and I gotta wonder, is like that all he does all day? If nobody's transporting down like during the day, he just stands there in the transporter room.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he reads a book. I don't know.
Yeah, how to use the transporter. Yeah. So
I gotta say though, I forgot about him being in this series. I really like him. I like the actor. I've seen him in
yeah,
other stuff, like in movies and stuff. I really like that guy. I think he's great.
yeah, he's a good actor. He was nominated for Academy Award for something, I think, at one point for like Best Supporting Actor or something. So
Cole Meany.
Cole Meany, yep. He's in one of my favorite movies, The Commitments, during bad time in Ireland when jobs were scarce. Something like 4,000 bands were formed.
Really?
And and so this is about a group that does like old Motown hits and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think I probably saw it, but I don't recall it. I think he was in another movie where he owns like a food truck or something.
That seems familiar.
The Van, maybe it's called. I don't remember now.
So the doctor beams down to check him.
And I forgot about her. I forgot about Dr. Pulaski too.
Yeah, named after a street in Chicago.
Probably, yeah.
So she gives him the go ahead to come back to the ship. Once on the ship, they find he has microbes in his leg that have attached themselves to his nerves.
Ooh, that does not sound good. But I got to say, the opening of this episode, Dana, it was so boring and plodding and slow. I was like, my God, when's something going to happen?
Yeah, I wish we would have seen like Riker get attacked by the thing that had hit him,
Right.
and so something exciting would have happened.
Yeah, nothing. It was slow, Dana, slow.
Later, Data and Geordi go back to the planet to determine what it was that attacked Riker's leg. Data says he should go by himself because he's not human.
Yeah.
And Geordi says, but he knows where Riker was when he got injured.
That's stupid, Dana. That is freaking stupid.
Because Geordi could have said on a map, like right there, that's where we were.
Exactly. I mean, go to Chief O'Brien. He's not doing anything up there. Tell him, look, Data needs to be beamed down right there. Can you do it? And O'Brien would be like, I can do it. No, that's not how he sounds, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a little bit of the Lucky Charms guy coming back.
I know. I can't see the Irish accent is tough for me.
That's weird because you're half Irish.
And the accent's only half good, which means it's not good at all. I was in Ireland one time, though. My talking about these bicycle trips. My wife and I once did a bicycle trip in Ireland. Ran across these two other bicyclists from Sweden, and they said the midgets are horrible this time of year. And I'm like, midgets? What are they talking? Are they talking about the little people? Like, are the little people real and they're horrible? And I'm like, midgets. And they're like, midgets, and they start like slapping their skin. I'm like, oh, midges. They're called midges. The midgets are horrible this time of year. They actually like to be called little bugs, not midgets. Anyway,
The wee bugs.
the wee little bugs.
So they find a vine with a big thorn on it. It's the size of a shark's tooth.
I thought it was like a creature of some kind.
No, it was like a thorn.
Oh, I thought it was this like little purple bug. I thought it was a midget, Dana. I thought it was a purple midget. Midges.
And so Geordi's goes to test whether or not it's like I could have attacked Riker, and the vine kind of moves towards him, and Data stops it with his hand, and then they use the phaser to cut off the thorn. So there's another use for a phaser.
Right. Yeah, he brings back to the ship, but he doesn't put it in anything. He's like holding it in tweezers.
I was like, why don't you just put it in your pocket? Yeah.
I mean, wouldn't you put it like in a vial of some kind? I mean,
Yeah, you did some kind of containment thing.
right. Because you don't know what it's going to do.
Yeah, you could get it up on the ship and it could like turn into a giant monster and kill everybody.
Exactly. Yeah. Kind of wished it would have, actually, now that I think about it, after having watched this freaking episode.
So, meanwhile, Pulaski informs Picard that the microbes are spreading and they will eventually reach Riker's brain and it'll kill him.
And she says he's infected.
Yeah.
Now, did they tell Troy? Because she probably needs to know this, Dana.
That's a whole different episode.
And it's a different infection.
Yeah. So, but it's funny because she says it's both bacterial and viral.
He's going to need super strong drugs for that. Why didn't they just take off his leg? Because it hadn't spread like beyond the groin at this point,
Yeah.
Because can't they regrow stuff? Didn't we? In Strange New Worlds, they regrow stuff.
Yeah, they did.
And this happens after Strange New Worlds.
Way after.
So just take the leg off and regrow it. And if he says, can you put a little bit more somewhere else, then they can do that too. Troy's like, no, don't do that.
So then they put a halo thing on Riker's head. It's so he can't move, and then they're using that to like check his brain and feed information into his brain.
Right. Dana, this episode up to this point was still freaking boring. I mean, the best part was maybe the little thorn thing, and that even wasn't that exciting. You know what I'm saying?
Well, back to the halo thing.
Okay, back to that.
Pulaski calls it a neural stimulator.
Yeah, again, Troy was like, can we call it something else? Because that's the last thing he needs to hear.
They're using in hope of fully keeping his neurons active and resisting the virus.
Oh, okay. Well, that all makes sense now. Yeah.
As soon as she said that, I was like, oh, well, yeah, it's silly. Yeah, of course you do that.
Yeah, why is this one of the worst episodes? So far, it's great. Hey, I have a question for you, though. It has to do with costumes. She's the only character that I can think of in all of Next Generation that's part of Starfleet that has the plunging neckline. All of the characters, female or male, they don't have plunging necklines. It's plunging so far, Dana, it's like subterranean almost.
She's a counselor. She's not actually an officer, right?
So that means she's got to show her rack? I mean, I don't get it.
Yeah, I think, it's part of her counseling ways is that, you're focused on her cleavage and you're not paying attention to your own problems when she's talking to you.
Oh, so it's like hypnotism in a sense.
When the show first started, I was hypnotized by her. Yeah. Or by them.
I thought it's usually, though, like a watch and a little, like a pocket watch, on a chain, and they make it swing back and forth. So is it similar? Is there any swinging motion?
Only if she's running.
See, this episode's so bad, we got to talk about I mean, that's just...
Yeah, well, I wouldn't mind doing a whole episode on that subject. So, but this neural stimulator causes Riker to dream of past adventures aboard the Enterprise.
Oh, now we know where we're going with this, Dana.
Next, we see Riker beam down to a planet that has thunderstorms but blue skies. He calls out for the crew, but gets no answers. We see it's a dream. Because at first I was like, oh, maybe they transported him off because he was such a pain in the ass to the doctor and just, send him down to another planet.
Just send him back to the same planet, Maybe in another grove with more of those, like, needle things or whatever they were, thorns.
Pulaski and Troy talk about his plight and Pulaski makes one small adjustment. And she's got like this little microscope thing that she's looking into.
Yeah.
And it's kind of weird because it's like orange lights coming off of it
Yeah.
as she looks into it. She's always like, okay, I just made an adjustment. That keeps the microbes at bay from taking over his brain.
Because they've made it to the brain at this point.
Yeah.
And the thing is, this was originally going to be a two-parter. I don't know if you read that. It was going to take longer for the infection to get up there, and it was going to first get like to the groin, and then they were going to have to do some adjustments there, Dana, and the dreams he had. I mean, after the episode with the ghost that was taking over Granny and Crusher, that would have totally fit here, So it gets to the groin.
Yeah.
He's got these other kind of crazy dreams, Then it gets out of there and it makes its way to the brain. But they had to cut all that out.
Thank God. Yeah. So then we get another dream as Riker steps out of a portal on a planet with heavy foliage. He comes upon Data. It's from the very first episode.
Yeah, I actually remember that one. Of all these dream sequences, which are clips, right, from previous episodes, that's the only one I really remember. The reason was because Data was such a prick. Oh, do you think you're superior to us? Well, yes, I do, in every way, including, let me drop my pants and show you what I'm talking about.
Then he's talking to Wesley in the bar, and Guinan's there trying to help, and they do this whole how to ask a girl out.
Oh my God, Dana.
Oh, I just wanted to like stick a gun in my mouth at this point.
Oh, no. Not a real gun. We're not advocating that.
Yeah, no, sorry.
You meant a squirt gun filled with like Everclear.
Yeah.
I've never had Everclear, by the way, Dana. Never.
I've had it a couple times.
I know, you've told me. But it's like pure grain alcohol. Like it's almost as pure as you can get without.
It's like 150 proof.
Which means 75%, right? The proof is double what the percentage is.
Yeah.
I actually this is one thing I think we do need to contact the university about because it's important that people know what the proof is on this, Dana, I just got a word back from this is from the housing people because they have to deal with drunk students all the time. And they confiscate these bottles a lot. So Everclear can be up to 190 proof, Dana. That's 95% freaking alcohol.
Wow.
It says you can use it for cocktails, infusions, cooking, and running your car. I've never had it, and I do not ever want to have it.
When I was at college, there'd be dorm parties, and they'd make Wapatuli. I think I told you.
Yeah.
And it was Kool-Aid mix and Everclear. Sometimes they poured vodka in as well. Threw a bunch of fruit slices in there.
Oh, well, that's better. I mean, it's healthy then, that way.
Yeah, it was kind of a health drink. Yeah, that's what it was for. So back in sickbay, Pulaski tries to change the stimulation in Riker's brain to affect the microbes.
Once again, Troy's like, can we use a different word than stimulation? There's got to be something better.
Well, he gets properly stimulated. He's all of a sudden remembers being on a planet full of half-naked people.
Yeah.
There's some are like making out and some are playing games. They're all blonde haired and beautiful. Then there's a woman at a bar. It's the holodeck. And then in sickbay, Troy knows that Riker's emotions are very emotional, she says. And Pulaski asks, you mean erotic? That's a bit of a leap, don't you think? From emotional to erotic?
Physicians are trained to be good observers, right?
Yeah.
Well, the sheet was kind of starting to become a tent. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I imagine.
Troy also asked, is the stimulation preventing the infection from taking hold, right? That was in this scene. But the question should have been, is the infection a result of me stimulating Riker? That's really what the question should have been. Well, somewhere in there, too, Riker was, in his dream, was telling the story about a relative getting bit by a rattlesnake. Do you remember that?
No, did I doze off again? I don't know.
Then they come back, and Troy and Pulaski are talking again, right?
Yeah.
And Troy says, well, maybe I should suck the poison out, just like with a rattlesnake.
It's worth a try. Just go ahead.
By the way, I think the whole sucking rattlesnake poison is a myth, right? You don't really want to do that.
Yeah, it is a myth.
Yeah. You want to get the person's heart rate down as much as you can.
Keep them calm.
But keep them calm, right? That's the idea. You keep them calm.
Yeah.
Prevent the infection or the venom from spreading and then get help. That's the thing. Rattlesnake bites, I think, rarely kill people, but they can make you very sick. That's what I hear, Dana. I've never been bitten by a rattlesnake, but I've eaten rattlesnake. Have you ever eaten rattlesnake?
I was at a place that served it. I don't think I had it. My dad said he really liked rattlesnake.
Fried, like deep fried, coated and fried?
I can't remember how he ate it. He just said he had it and he really liked it. And he did say it tasted like chicken.
Yeah, it tastes like chicken, Dana. Everything does if you fry it like a chicken fried steak. I mean, it all tastes like chicken. Although that's steak, not chicken, right? Is that how that works again? Chicken fried steak is steak.
Yeah. Riker dreams of another woman who wants to kiss him. Then another woman comes on to him. He's the Captain Kirk of the 24th century, Dan.
One of those women had an Irish accent too. Did you notice that?
Yeah, that's right.
Aye, and begorra. Let's whip out the wee little fella.
Let's slap the skipper a little.
I'd like to kiss your Blarney Stones. I get the gift of the gab. Can I put any of that in there?
No. That's a whole different show. Yeah, so Pulaski realized the organisms have doubled inside Riker. It's not the only thing that's doubled, but and they've made things worse. And then she realizes that the organisms could be attracted to endorphins.
Oh.
So they realize they can change the endorphins. So if they change the stimulus, instead of making them dream about good things, make them dream about bad things, then that might have a better effect on the organisms.
So Pulaski says, Troy, please take your hand out from underneath that blanket. I think that's what that part where she says that.
Yeah, and he doesn't have a snake bite there, so yeah,
No, he didn't have the snake bite. It was a relative who got bitten by a snake.
Yeah, but Troy was trying to find the snake bite to suck the venom out. Yeah, one last time.
Look, even that would have been better than anything else in this episode, even if they just hinted at it.
Oh, yeah. Troy realizes then that Riker is feeling sadness and the organisms were halted.
Yeah, I was feeling sadness. So she determines she's got to make his dreams bad, right? Make him angry or sad or something. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that will have a better effect on the organisms. Pulaski adjusts so Riker feels stronger negative emotions.
Yeah.
Riker dreams of a conflict with Klingons. Then Riker dreams about getting his ass kicked by an old man.
That was great.
And I do remember that episode.
Yeah.
It's funny, though, in that episode when Riker kicks the old man in the face.
Yeah.
It was like a Benny Hill thing, There's no way he's standing that close he could get his leg like that. It was...
The other thing, too, this was the worst use of stunt doubles that I've seen since we did reviews in the original series. Those stunt doubles look nothing like Riker and the old guy.
Yeah, that's true. So Riker dreams about pain, then about a near-death experience. Meanwhile, Pulaski says it's not enough. So they change again. They're trying to build up the tension. It's not working. Riker dreams of the time he gave the self-destruct order for the Enterprise. I don't even remember that.
I don't either, but that's been so overused, Dana, And I think every iteration of Star Trek has probably used that.
Then Pulaski says the growth rate is near zero, but it's not good enough, Dan.
No, because they got to get it to go away, Dana. It's got to go back to the groin, at least.
So Pulaski pushes for more bad dreams. We get explosions and phaser fire and death. I wish there was a lot more death. And
well, there was a head that blows up, right?
Yeah, that was good.
That was the only good thing about this episode. Well, the half naked aliens that was pretty good too. But the head blowing up, that was cool.
Yeah, the guy got fried and it was like an alien looking thing, and then they blew up.
Right, his head just explodes. Yeah, it was cool. Yeah.
Remind me of Scanners.
Oh God, that's a great movie. I haven't seen that movie in decades, Dana. It's been a long time.
So after all the explosions, fire, and death, Pulaski pulls back from the microscope and sees that Riker is improving. She checks all the readouts, then calls the bridge and tells Picard they've eradicated the infection. And Troy cries.
In him, they've eradicated it. But now she's thinking, I got to go through the same thing.
Yeah, my life's never gonna be the same after witnessing all this, and hopefully they won't bring me back for season 3. Yeah, so
Picard was like, "Oh, damn it! I wanted him dead." That didn't sound like Picard. Can you do Picard? Do something that Picard would say.
sorry, number 1, I thought you were dead. So
I was going to promote Troy as number 1 and 2. Troy, get to my ready room. I'm going to set my phases for sexy. God, that's stupid, but not as stupid as what we just saw in this episode, Dana.
So Riker's like, "Oh, well, I need to get up and get back to work." And Pulaski says she needs to keep Riker in sick bay just to make sure his memory isn't affected.
I'm not going to be able to erase this from my memory for a while. That's the unfortunate thing, you know?
Yeah, I already have. I forgot about it. So
I mean, last week it was ridiculous, right? Beverly, the whole thing, right? Ridiculous. But it wasn't as bad as this, Dana. I mean, this was really pathetically bad, you know?
Yeah. So she asks if he knows. She asks Riker if he knows who he is, just as Picard and Data walk in. And Riker looks at Picard and says, "Of course I know who I am. I am Captain Jean-Luc Picard." And he gets a smile on his face. And Picard says, "Great to hear, Captain." Then he points to Data and says, "The Admiral and I were concerned." Then Data replies, "Captain, I do not believe you have the authority to promote me to Admiral." And Dan, that's how this episode and season 2 of Next Generation ends.
So, Dana, you have something you'd like to tell us about this episode.
Yeah, Dan, this episode is Star Trek's first quote unquote clip show. And that's basically where they show clips from other episodes. This does not count the original series Menagerie Part 1 and Part 2, where they use stuff from the cage.
Right.
And they did it, obviously, to cut costs. This also is the final appearance of Diane Muldaur as Dr. Catherine Pulaski.
I remember when season 2 premiered of Next Gen, and I was like, what happened to Crusher? I kind of liked Crusher, and then she's gone. I didn't think Diana Muldaur did a horrible job. I think she was fine, but it was weird. She was just there for one season.
Gates McFadden did return in season 3 as Beverly Crusher.
She stayed through the end of the series? I can't remember.
Yeah, she did.
And she's Wesley Crusher's mom, right? Supposed to be his mom?
Yes.
So the mom and son are serving on the same ship. I don't know. That seems like that probably wouldn't work out too well. But what if she had to tell him to do something? Like, Wesley, go clean your room. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to listen to you, Mom.
Captain Picard says I don't need to. Yeah.
And the captain's trying to boink the mom. I mean, that would be weird. It would just be a little weird, Dana.
So, Dan, do you have any special notes that you want to talk about with this show?
I do, Dana. I have a couple things. Maurice Hurley, who co-wrote the episode, commented, and this is a quote from him, "This episode was a piece of shit." He goes on to say, "It was terrible, and just a way to save money." And then Dana, the director of the episode, Rob Bowman, said Shades of Grey was basically a money-saving episode. All we shot was 3 days of framework and then just stuck in flashbacks. That's all it was.
So, Dan, what are your final thoughts on this episode?
I forgot how bad the acting was in the first 2 seasons of this series. I mean, I know it gets much better as the series goes on, and I love Next Generation. Some of their episodes are classic, some of the best Star Trek episodes ever put together. But after seeing this, I'm like, how did it make it beyond 2 seasons? Those are my final thoughts. Dana, how about for you?
Dan, we kind of hinted at this. It's cheap, it's dirty, and that's what Paramount wanted. It took 3 days to shoot, and the script was just blah. They threw it together. So there's just not much to say about it. I mean, if you count how many people have dialogue and there's new scenes, you probably have 10 minutes worth. Everything else is flashbacks or dreams. I see why fans hated this. It goes nowhere and does nothing for the characters. I just think they could have done better, but it is what it is. And that's why we reviewed it today.
Yeah, and I thought this episode, as I kind of alluded to, was much worse than Sub Rosa. At least that episode, Dana, had a lot of sexual innuendo, or out you fronto, however you want to put it. But this episode was painfully monotonous. I found myself just wanting to fast forward through the entire thing. Well, what do we got coming up next week?
Dan, we're going to take another look at another bad episode from Star Trek. So we'll spin the dial and see what we come up with this next week and what we can find that's out there.
We'll spin the Schmitter, Dana. That's what we'll do, and see where the poop lands. Well, even though this was a bad episode, Dana, I had a great time reviewing it with you.
Yeah, same here, Dan. And for all those who listen in, stream us online, thanks for reaching out to us and communicating with us. We do like your comments and phone calls. So thanks again for joining us. Until we meet again, live long and prosper.
Thanks once again for listening to Damn It Jim, the podcast. This podcast was written and produced by Dana Smith and Dan Kelzaretta for Ramble Jar Productions. We'd love to hear from you. Please give us a call on the Damn It Jim hotline at 509-676-6298. From Dana, Dan, and the entire staff at Damn It Jim, have a great rest of your week. And, as always, remember to live long and prosper.